welcome to Late Night with Bridget and Holly. I'm your host, Bridget.
And I'm your host, Holly.
And y'all, tonight our show is Am I the Asshole? But before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell here on YouTube. And you can find us on any of your favorite podcast stations. If you can't, reach out to us and we'll get it put on there. And if you ever want to email us, you can email us at bridgetandholly@gmail.com. And Holly, how are you today?
I'm good. I am done with my work week. I am done, done, done. Put a fork in me. I'm done.
That's always the last day of the week's always the best day of the week, ain't it?
It is. How was your day going?
Real good. Y'all, we just noticed that we both wore we didn't plan this, but we both wore
Mm-mm.
these little, mine's a nightgown. You might could wear mine as a dress, and I just turned it into a nightgown. Hmm.
We both love tie dye, y'all. Bridget probably
Yes.
more than me, but I do love tie dye. I love tie.
I'm,
I've got a purple tie dye dress, tie dye shirts. Like, yeah, tie dye is just—it's colorful, it's pretty, and it puts me in a good mood.
yeah, I'm
And it
definitely a
has
70s baby.
pockets,
Little pockets. Okay,
pockets
so
alive.
I'm gonna let you start out on the first one and lead us into this.
Okay, so this one is. Am I the asshole for telling my husband that his mom deserves nothing if he were to die in an accident? Recently, my husband has been talking about taking out a life insurance policy. I'm in favor of this as we have a baby and he is pursuing a career as a pilot. This weekend, we walked into our bedroom and said that he had said that he had researched a policy he'd like to get for $3 million. He then says, I think I'll set it up so half is for you, half is for my mom. I am American, he is Cuban. His mother and the rest of his family currently live in Latin America. They do okay for themselves, but the standard of living is a bit different from the U.S., which, of course, that's a given. She's not happy there, and we've been trying to sponsor her to come to the U.S. I like his mom, and we have supported her in many ways, such as paying for multiple trips to Cuba, paying to send suitcases, parcels with clothes, shoes, cash gifts, and they visit. When he says this about splitting the life insurance policy, something in my gut felt weird. I think it showed on my face because he asked, and I said that it seemed odd to me that it seemed like these kind of legal slash financial things should be set up for our small family, and that I would not just leave his family hanging if anything were to happen to him. He was defensive, asking why I didn't want his mom to get anything. I wasn't saying that, she said. But I didn't really have words to explain what I was feeling. I was clear that, of course, I would want his mom to receive funds if something so tragic happened, but that it seemed like legally this policy should be set up for me and our future kids. So her logic, she said, round and round they went. So her logic is she says he passes away in an accident in 20 years. They have three kids. His mom's still alive, pushing 80. With 1.5 million is excessive for someone of her age and lifestyle. For this example, he gets split evenly between the three kids. A lot of money, but obviously you can't do as much with 500K as you can with 1.5. That's true because, I mean, you got three kids. I think it's logical to say that the cost of living and life for an elderly woman versus for a young family of four is very different, and that different quantities of money should be allocated because of this. I also want to be a part of his decision. Him waltzing in and telling me what he's going to do doesn't fly with me, especially as we are equal partners in our home and share finances. So I'm paying for half of his policy. Now he does have his logic where he thinks um that as two separate policies, 1.5 for his family, 1.5 for me and our kids, that our kids will get 500K, which is a lot of money, and that 500K is better than nothing. And Gracie, and sorry y'all, we got fireworks going on and we got a podcast. Um, but he's saying 500K is better than nothing, and it isn't good enough that he's thinking of us and setting us up for a good life? Question mark. So he continues with the accusations, and they just go round and round and round. So what? Before I say what I think, what is your take on that? Like if Mr. Ronnie said to you, "Okay, I got a policy for 2 million. I'm leaving you and the kids 1 million, and I'm leaving my mom 1 million." What's your take on that?
Okay, now first of all, don't even correct Grace anymore. It's fine. She's fine.
Okay,
It's just fireworks. People have to get over it. Okay, so when you first started reading that, I'm gonna tell you my whole process. When you first started reading that, I was like, well, damn, what would it matter if he left her 1,000,005, the mom 1,000,005? Who cares? He could take out 1,000,005 policy for her and go take out a total separate policy for mom for 1,000,005. Then she gets the whole policy of the one. But then when you hit her logic, where she says, but what if your mom's 80 and she's living in a home and I'm sitting here raising three or four kids? I'm going to, and she, da 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 da. Then I was like, okay, wait, hold on. She's right. So to me, I think that he should be very specific when he goes to a lawyer about this insurance policy. He needs to go to a lawyer and say, in the event of my passing, depending upon my mother's age, I don't think the mother should get equal if it's just the mother. Okay?
right.
Because he's got a wife and children who have an entire future ahead of them. So I
Mm-hmm.
could see if you got a 3 million dollar policy, leaving the mother 500,000 and leaving your family 250,000 or 250 2,500,000. Damn, them numbers are too high for me to work with. I ain't never seen that kind of money. Anyhow, my point is the wife and the kids should definitely get more, and her reasoning on that is correct. I don't think the mother should be left out of it. But if that was my husband, I would want him to trust me enough. I would tell Ronnie if he wants to leave his mother something, that's fine. I don't think it should be equal. I think he should look after me and his children first. And I would say, I would hope that you would trust that even if you left me every bit of it, I would see to it your mother was taken care of until I pass away.
See, and that's how I feel too. And I'm with you on the thing of like, why not leave her the big policy? And if you are a little concerned about your mom like that, then just take out a small policy for her. Or
Yeah,
even if you want to leave the wife 2 or 3 million and then go take another policy out for 1 million to leave to your mom.
right.
But to take with 4 kids or 3 kids and her, and split that
Yeah,
that's messed up,
it is.
because the mom's 80.
Yeah,
And again, I'm like you, like I would be the same way if that was Jason. And, I'd be like, look, you got to trust that, if anything ever happened to your mom, I'd take care of her. That's your mom, my mother in law,
yeah,
but I'm the same way. Like I see where she's coming from. And I don't think that she approached it to him in a bitchy way or a demanding way or a bossy way. She just was expressing her concerns
yeah,
because usually, and I don't know how, I mean, this is not completely true, and I don't know how you feel when I say this, but I want to know your opinion on it. I'm not saying that men are always the breadwinner because women can bring home the bacon as well. But in day and age, like it usually was the man who did the hard work and brought home the money while the wife, if she wanted to work, of course, but, cooked and cleaned, took care of the house, took care of the kids, took care, of the husband and stuff like that.
right.
So you would think having that mentality, you will be like, okay, let me take care of my kids and my wife. Let me make sure they are set until, they go to college or past the time they go to college. And when she's alone by herself, that she's still got money to live off of if something was to happen to her.
Yeah,
What if something happened and she couldn't work? And the little half that he left her went to the kids going to college, and she ain't got like 50 grand left. She can't live off that alone, especially
right.
if she can't get a job.
Well, that was the point. You got three kids. They're all going to need cars. They're
Yep.
all going to need to go to college. They're all going to need probably help with down payments on houses. And he's supposed to look after her and those kids first. The other thing is, the wife made a point and she said, I pay half this policy. So technically, if you look at it like that, she's only receiving the half of the policy that
That
she's
she's
paying
paying.
for, and he's technically not leaving
Not
her a
leaving her.
dime.
Yeah, not leaving her a damn thing.
Right, he's giving it all to his mom. So yeah,
Yes.
I would have definitely addressed that too. Not like you said, I think she probably felt like by addressing it that she seemed greedy or that she was just wanting the money off of it.
She was
But
just concerned.
I think she was concerned, like, how am I supposed to raise these kids and set them up for life? You know, and 1,500,000, believe me, it sounds like a lot of money, but in today's day and age, it's really not.
No, it's not,
Those
especially
kids,
after taxes too.
right? Yeah, and those kids all go to college, and you're looking at, $100 to $200,000 tuition every year or two, for one child.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think she's in the right. I don't think she's an asshole for it. I think
I
he
don't either. I think she's in the right for it.
Yeah, I would have liked to know how he ended up deciding on that, like what he
I
ended up doing.
know. Me too. I wish they'd do an update on it. And y'all look, as we go over these, am I the asshole situations, y'all comment, let us know if you agree with me and Bridget and think that she's in the right, or do you agree with him and it should be split equally with his mom if she's still alive and stuff. So y'all let us know after each story, let us know what you think. Like the first one can be titled life insurance. So you'll
Yeah.
just type life insurance and put your, opinion on it and stuff. Because we love to know what y'all think. If y'all think like us, if y'all be like, oh no, the opposite. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all comment after each story and let us know.
Yeah, I definitely. We'll probably just do one story a piece tonight because we're trying to keep our podcast around 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I don't think she was the asshole at all. I think she was very much in the right for stating that. And I'm hoping that after she brought that up to her husband, like you said, an elderly person, what do they need? Which he may be looking at it that she needs, needs medical attention, or maybe she needed, to be in assisted living and he wanted to make sure she was taken care of. But I still think
Right.
500,000 for the mother would have been plenty.
I'm trying to
Plenty.
see if she did respond to anybody and say anything, but I don't think I see anything on here.
A lot of them don't give you the updates. They tell you the situation. They don't tell you how
I
things
know
turned
it's like
out.
a movie, how a movie ends better. You want more from the movie. Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing at all.
Well, darn.
Like, at
Hopefully,
all.
she got that worked out. Because I mean, I think that would be a problem for me. I understand that's your mom. I understand that says you have a responsibility to her as her son to some degree, but your main responsibility lies with me and your children. And
And,
that also kind of says to me that you don't trust me. That if something happened to you,
right.
that I would take care of your mom. And I think I would be just as offended over that.
A lot of people looking at some of the replies, a lot of people are agreeing with her. One person said, whoa, dude, I gotta say 100K is essentially nothing if you have kids. You want to replace your partner's earnings, not just cover some costs. 500K, 1 million is more like the right amount. You want to be able to withdraw 4 to 5%, at least until the kids are through school. So
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
people are agreeing with her and saying that he is the asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
I
so
can't hear what you got. Can't wait.
okay, so this one's going to be my wife punched my mom in the face. So
Oh
let's
shit.
go let's go with that being the title of the story so y'all can comment. Okay, am I the asshole for making my wife leave after she punched my mom? So my mom and my wife got along really well before my wife got pregnant. But then when she got pregnant, my mom became very clingy and possessive over me, almost wanting to control all of my time. She would start to say very ugly and snarky remarks to my wife, and then it started having them to have a bit of a rift. After I spoke with my mother about it in detail about her comments, she stopped, but the clinginess did not. So it came up on Thanksgiving, and I invited my whole family over, and I cooked dinner. We were all having dinner, and my wife's family also came. and the baby got fussy, so my wife excused herself to go breastfeed the baby and put her down. She left her plate of food and went to feed the baby. My niece got done eating, but she said she was still starving. Could she have seconds? Apparently, I didn't cook enough for everybody, and we didn't have any more food. I offered my niece a snack, but she said she didn't want it. After everyone got done eating, I cleaned up and I packed up my wife's plate and put it in the refrigerator. I went outside to smoke a cigarette and talk with my father in law, and the next thing I know, I hear screaming and fighting inside, and I walk in, and my wife and my mother are screaming in each other's face because my
Oh,
mother gave my niece my wife's food. Then my mother says it's fine, she can skip a few meals, and pats my wife's
oh,
stomach. My wife
oh.
reared back and punched my mother in the face. I screamed and told everyone to get the hell out. Everyone got their stuff and left, but my wife. I looked at her and said, "You get your shit and get out too." She went and packed a
Damn.
bag for herself and the baby and she left.
Ugh.
Later that night, I tried to call her and she would not answer. For the next 5 days, I tried to call and text with no response. She ended up coming back and telling me she wanted divorce and handed me divorce papers. I told her that's not what I wanted. I just wanted some time to process this whole situation between me and her mother. Or me and my mother. She told me that the time apart gave her time to realize this is not what she wanted anymore and that she was done with me and my mother. My house feels so empty and I'm not sure if I made the right decision. Am I the asshole for making my wife leave?
I now you we doing how we did with mine. You want me to go
Yeah.
first with it? Okay, so oh my God. Okay, well I can say this because I'm not married to this person anymore, but I'm just gonna tell you a quick little story real quick.
Yeah.
So my my first husband, when we lived in an apartment, and his mom had came down to stay with us, and she liked to talk to men online and stuff and everything, and she had met this guy, and she invited him over to our apartment, and I'm like, oh, and I was like, okay, that's fine, just don't go in our bedroom. She's like, we're not gonna do anything. And I'm like, if y'all do, just go to a motel, but don't do it in my house. Well, me and my ex-husband, we come to my mom's, and I just still felt uneasy about it and everything like that. And it is what it is. And we come down here, and we had to go back to the house for something. Oh, my mom's toilet got clogged and her plunger broke. And I was like, well, we've got one, Mom. I'll run to the house and go get it. Well, at this time, the guy was already there. So I go to the house, and the chain's on the door. And I'm like, okay, I can't get into my own house. She comes to the door in a t-shirt. Well, she's just in a t-shirt. What's going on? And I went off and I cussed and I cussed and I cussed and was just so mad. And I was upset because my ex-husband at the time didn't take up for me for
Yeah.
that. Like, this is our house, and here you are coming inside, inviting a strange man that we don't even know, that you barely know, and you about to do the dirty, and I'm locked out of my house.
Getting his love juice all over your stuff.
Exactly. And when I was like cussing, I was like, you open this door. And I told the guy, I was like, go. I was like, get out of my house right now. Well, things kind of were really different between me and him and me and her. And she was like, I wish you just would have punched me in the face and talk instead of talking to me the way you did. And I do get that words hurt, because you can never forget what somebody said. But my purpose of saying that is because I sort of went through sort of a similar situation. I don't think him kicking her out was the right decision. Now, her punching the mom, I don't think I would have had the balls to do that to somebody elderly and stuff like that. Now, would I go off and run my mouth? Yeah, I don't. think she should have punched her and went to that extreme, but I think he was wrong in kicking her out. You don't. This is
But do you
your
think
and
when
your wife's
do you
house.
think when the wife punched her, it might have just been a reaction where she patted her stomach and told her she could miss some meals, and she just reacted?
And see, it could be because there are people who are like that, that their adrenaline just gets to going and they don't realize what they're doing and who it is. And it could be, or it could have been this her wanting out. This was her way of getting out. Well, if I punch his mom, we gonna be over. You know, like,
I don't think she thought they were going to be over, because I think she was shocked when he told her to get her shit and get out too. I
well,
think
yeah,
she
that's right,
honestly
that's true.
thought that. I think she honest because she even told him. I didn't read that part, but she even told him she was sorry for what happened. That she's sorry that it went down the way it did, but that she felt like he should stand up for her, which I think he should have walked in and told his. I mean, at that time, I think he was in the wrong, because I think he should have set them both down and said, "Now, listen
Yeah,
here, I've had enough. Mom, I'm tired of you antagonizing her. That wasn't right of you to give her food away. It was not right of you to. She is breastfeeding my child, and you just gave her meal away to somebody
yeah,
who would already eat." And I would have looked at my wife and said, in no way, shape, or form, or was you should you have hit my mother. You should have come and got me. But I guess the wife was feeling like all this time he hadn't got all these comments stopped, and hadn't got all,
yeah,
her controlling stopped. And that's another thing. It goes back to that thing where I'm sitting here and, like, shit like this, I've never done no shit like this. I've never talked to a girlfriend no shit like this. And I see why somebody would stop talking to their parent over stuff like that, but
yeah.
it is what it is. But anyhow, I honestly think he was in the wrong for making his wife leave. I mean,
I think he was too. And
yeah,
with her just having a newborn,
yeah,
emotions are going to be high and flying anyway. I mean,
yeah,
she just had a baby. She's probably down and out because of the baby weight that she's gained, and possibly hadn't got back to her size. She could have been going through postpartum depression. And here you are, the grandmother, and you're going to, talk to your grandbaby's mother like that. Like,
yeah,
she should have said that to the niece. If the
yeah.
niece already ate a plate of food, she should have said that to her, not to the wife.
Yeah, because the man said he had not, like I said, I shortened the story up a little bit. The man said he had not seen the niece in over a year,
I had shortened mine up a little bit too.
and she was 5'5" and weighed 190 pounds, so she was a little chunky, to be a teenager. But I don't know. I really think I don't think she should have hit the mom. I don't.
I don't either.
But I think if she did it out of reaction for the comment, I don't think he should have kicked her out. I think he should have called it off and told everybody to leave and let everything calm down. And I think he should have talked to his wife and said, "I don't appreciate you hitting my mom. Don't ever let that happen again." But at the same time, I believe that it's your job to control your family. So, like, in other words, if your mother was rude to Jason, I think it's your job to correct your mom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Jason should say nothing to her. I think he should look at you, and I think you should automatically love him enough to look at your mom and say, "Mom, we're not going to talk to him like that. We're not going to disrespect him like
Yep.
that."
And see, I'm the wife that will do that. That I will take up for my husband, and he'll do that with me. And there's been situations that you know about that. I guess you could say shocked me because my first husband didn't take up for me the way he does, and
Yeah,
he's taken up for me to, his family members, and
yeah,
same with me because I know this is gonna sound bad, Bridget, and you probably are gonna be like, you know what, I see it the same way. When you got your parents here, me and you both are. We don't have our parents, but when your parents are here, you love them, you care about them. But when you grow up and you're starting your new family, you're married and you got kids, yeah, you still want to take care of your parents and you're there for them, but your life is now with your husband and your kids. And I'm
mm-hmm,
like, I know it's gonna sound so bad to say, but it's like at the end of the day, they're gonna be here. You know what
mm-hmm,
I'm
that's
saying? And
right.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying neglect your parent, but your life is now with them, and you've got to be the the caretaker, the woman of the family. You got to show them that you care and protect them and stuff, not let anybody hurt them. And I've
Right.
always believed that like, you know, I love my family. I spend time with my family and we do things. But your life is with your husband and your kids,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Mm-hmm.
comes first priority in my opinion.
I agree. Well, and that's the problem. That's the problem in these situations. I do think in laws sometimes can overstep their boundaries. I do think that they can expect too much. I do think that mothers tend to want to put themselves in their kids' lives too deeply sometimes, and there's not any boundaries.
Right.
So if the partner has a problem with something the parents doing, and they talk to their partner about it, listen, I don't like your mom doing this. I don't like your dad doing that. I don't like your sister or your brother doing this. I think that it should be talked about, and I do think that some of these women nowadays are unreasonable, like they don't want you to have anything to do with your family.
Yes,
But I
that's
think as long
ridiculous
as
right
they're
there.
bringing up, yeah, I think as long as they're bringing up a legitimate argument like this, like if he literally saw his mother making snide comments to his wife and
Right.
putting her down and demanding too much of his time or being too clingy, he should have called the stops on that and been like, no, that's not happening. Because I think if you're willing to do that as a man or a woman, what I'm saying? I think if you're willing to do that for your partner, then they trust you to protect their heart and they trust you to do what's
Yes.
right for them, you
I mean,
know?
I'm sure that felt like a slap in the face for her
Yeah.
because, again, like I agree with you. Like me and you said, should she have hit her? No, but he really should have. He could have handled his mama with ease.
Yeah.
I've always believed that you never backtalk your parents. That's we just grew up that way. That's just how it was. And I've never backtalked my mom or my dad. I just never did. And if I ever did have a problem, I would go to them and talk to them, but I wouldn't talk to them in a way of being mean or rude or disrespectful. You
Mm-hmm.
can go to your parent and say, hey, you know what? This is my wife that you talking to like that. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
You need to show her some respect, and then say to his wife, and you need to show my mom some respect.
Yeah.
So there's different ways that you can handle it instead of going off on parents. And the comment that you made about like how there's some people that want to keep their significant other away from their family. I can't stand people like that because that's to me that's insecurities
Mm-hmm.
and jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't have that over your significant other because
Mm-hmm.
this is their family. You gave birth to them and wiped their ass and wiped their nose on the sleeve of your shirt, you know, graduation, eh, all that stuff, and then you're gonna try
Mm-hmm.
and keep them away. But yet, if the role was reversed and your significant other did that to you, you wouldn't stand for it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Were like you said, I mean, I think even when in-laws are difficult like this, even when they're difficult, I think it is the person in the middle, whether you're the husband and it's your family and your wife, or whether you're the wife and it's your family and your husband's family, or whatever, you and your husband's family. I
Hmm.
think it is the person's responsibility in the middle of it all to keep the peace, to keep the
Yes,
peace, to keep them all in line.
you
You know what
got to
I'm
be
saying?
that calm person, that mediator to go in between both of them and you got to be the problem solver pretty much.
Yeah. And like I
The
said,
level
you
headed
need to
one.
demand, you need to look at your significant other and demand that that is my mother, that is my family. You need to respect them, and you need to tell the mother that she needs to respect your significant other and their family as well. And when you see either one of them out of line, you correct it right then. Mom,
Yeah,
you're doing it again. Stop right now. Don't wait, talk to her in private. Call her out right there on the
yeah.
table. You
And
know?
then don't talk shit behind their back after that. Like, be
Exactly.
man or woman enough to stand up to that person and say how you're feeling, but also be respectful about it. You don't have to dog them out and treat them like shit. Just
That's
be
right.
firm and say your piece.
That's right. So
I
y'all,
think we
this
need to
was
do more of these. I
we
like
will.
this.
This was our
Yeah.
first episode of Am I the
And
Asshole?
it was her
Uh,
idea too. This is a
we
great
would like to
podcast.
do more of these in the future and just incorporate them in the podcast as well. Definitely let us know what you think about both of these situations. She called hers the insurance policy. I called mine the slap in the face. So let us know where you stand on both of those. Do you agree with me and Holly? Because we tend to agree on this one. There might be some in the future we don't agree on, and
Yeah.
that's going to be interesting. But just let us know if you like these.
And also, if you think that you are the asshole, email us at bridgetandholly@gmail.com. We'll help you with that. Like, literally, send us emails. And if you want to know the truth, if you're an asshole about something, honey, we'll tell you. We
We'll
will
tell you.
tell you.
We'll tell you. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely email us if you have a Am I the Asshole situation. But y'all
Yeah.
make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell here on YouTube. You can look at us for any, look for us on any of your favorite podcast stations. If we're not there, make sure to hit us up and we'll get us on there. If you want to reach out to us for any reason, Am I the Asshole? Whether you want some advice, whether you want to make a confession, whatever you want to do, reach out to us and we'll put it on the show. But until next time, y'all have a good day. Bye.